Good morning, everybody. Got your coffee? I've got mine. I think that I will do today's morning coffee on both YouTube and TikTok this morning because there is a very strong conversation going on over on not YouTube, but TikTok regarding Ophelia, otherwise known as Mama Tot. And I talked about that yesterday, and I feel like a part 2 is warranted because I need to say something to black people and black people only. And white people, if you hear, I wish you would just be quiet. Just literally just be quiet. I don't need any ear emojis, any I'm listening emojis. Just be the fuck quiet for once. Black people, let me tell you something. And this is just the truth. And I think that the mistake that I have been making when I have these conversations, these community conversations, is that I'm being a little too nice to y'all. I'm being too nice to y'all. I am, of the school of fuck around and find out. So when I try to tell black people to be on the lookout when it comes to certain white people, certain white creators, certain things when it comes to do with racism, and y'all tell me fuck you, they're still invited to my cookout, I'm like, okay, fuck around and find out. And then the white person that you invited into a black space and who you've come to find out later on is harmful, because those black people, those of us who have more consciousness than you do, because consciousness is on a scale, okay? It's on a scale. There are some people that are down on level 1, completely asleep, haven't stepped up to the podium yet. And then there are some people who are way above myself. And I say that to say that if you could not see clearly through Mama Tot and know that she was MAGA, I am deeply, deeply concerned about your level of consciousness. She wasn't a hard nut to crack. She wasn't. Neither was Officer Udy. It's like what I said in that video yesterday. Some of you are just so, I really do believe that if given the choice, a lot of you all will opt to be white and not black. I really do believe that in my spirit. I really do believe that in my spirit. Because part of being black is knowing that you're hated by others. That's a part of it. It's not the fun part of being black, but it is a reality of being black. And when you know that as a black person, you know that the onus of you understanding that they as a white person are a safe white person is on them. It's not on you. It's not on you. Again, every white person unknown to me, I treat them like they are a threat to me because of racism. Because of history, the past, and the present. Black people are still being found hanging from trees. And y'all are still inviting them to the cookout, into black spaces. You have to pay very close attention to what it is they are not saying when they're saying all the things that they are saying. Red flag, I don't see color. I'm not political. I don't speak about politics. Red flag. When a man like Donald Trump is running, and we know Trump's history of racism, red flag. That is a red flag. If you are not voting for Kamala Harris, you are deeply, deeply problematic. Even if they're black, the white folks got them. They're op. You can't trust that Negro. The only reason why Mama Tot talked about George Floyd is because her followers kind of put a lot of pressure on her to do so. And when she finally said what she had to say about George Floyd, it was so obvious that she didn't believe none of it. She give off old Southern white Confederate of the daughters of the Confederate. She gives that off. If, as a black person, Mama Tot had you fooled, you need to read some books. You need to take a real good look at your friendship circle. See what conscious blacks you got around you. You need to read some articles, go to some seminars. You need to catch up. Because ain't no way in the world Mama Tot should have fooled y'all that easy. They are able to fool y'all because y'all not secure in being black. Y'all are not secure in being black. I can't tell you how many conversations that I'm in a public place and I start off and we are talking about, I don't know, world events or what's going on in the world, and a conversation gets started. And then I start going a little deeper, and how many black people I just lose them. I recently had a conversation. Remember when I got swatted? We were talking about that because somebody wanted to know what happened with that. And I started talking about how dangerous it is to call the police on black people just minding our own business. Excuse me. And I started throwing out some names. Tatiana Jefferson is why. Botham John is why. Breonna Taylor is why. And she just looked like a deer in the head with her head, you know, with her eyes in the light. She had no clue who the fuck I was talking about. She didn't know who I was talking about. If, as a black person, you don't know these things, your conscious level is not at a certain point, they fucking over you at work. They fucking over you at school. Your kids getting fucked over. Your mama getting fucked over. Your daddy getting fucked over. Your friends getting fucked over. Your brother getting fucked over. Your sister getting fucked over. Your cousins getting fucked over. And everybody that know your black ass is getting fucked over because you don't know how to protect them, because your consciousness is here when it should be here when you fucking with white people. Ain't no way in the world Mama Tot Ophelia should have fooled y'all. Ain't no way in the world Mama Tot should have had y'all. But she did. She did. I get it. I guess. Y'all need to believe in the humanity of white people so bad that you will set yourselves up for failure in this way. Of course, it's not all white people. But unfortunately, it's the vast majority of white people. And when you're not conscious, you're going to think that the only racist white people are vocal about it. They are mean to you. They are rude to you. They are nasty to you. But when your level of consciousness is higher, you realize it's the ones that smile in your face. It's the ones with the southern draws. It's the ones that come off so nice and call you sweet and love and baby. Hold the door open for you. Here in the South where I am, when I drive down the street, they're waving when they're walking their dogs and pushing their baby, and they're just waving. And I just look at them because I know who they are at their core. And I'm not going to pretend with them. And you're not going to trick me into believing that you're not racist, that you're not hateful, that you don't think that you're above black people because you're white, that you do not lean into white supremacist ideologies just because you wave at me and you're nice to me for a minute. Fuck you. Be unseen like I am when I am in your spaces. I promise you that I do not hate white people. I promise you that I don't. I hate racist white people. I hate racism. And ironically enough, the average white person is racist as fuck. Whether they are out loud and proud with it, or whether they have carefully crafted their persona in order to do their best to hide that so that you support them, like Mama Todd. You remember that video I did a few months back, y'all, when I said you do not have to beg and plead with white women. They're going to do one or two things. They're going to go in that booth and do the right thing or the wrong thing. Stop begging and pleading with them. You ain't got to do none of that. You ain't got to kiss their asses. You ain't got to do none of that. And remember how so many of you all said, I have hope in them and faith in them. Mama Todd is the reason why I don't. She's going to smile in your face every day and call you baby and sweetie and sugar. And she's going to tell you about her day. And she's going to say things, carefully crafted things, to make you to relate to her humanity that she done sat there and falsified for your benefit so that she can make more and more and more money, because that's what your attention does for her. Makes her more and more and more money. And the more people that are there, more money she makes. And then she's going to go in there and she's going to vote against your black ass. She's going to go in there and she's going to vote against white women too. Their right to be able to have a safe abortion, to have ownership over their abortion, to divorce when they want, to be able to support themselves after divorce. She's going to go in there and she's going to vote against children, little white children too, who have been raped and impregnated. If you couldn't see Mama Todd, you need to be deliberate from here on out in opening your own eyes. Because one of the ways we stay safe as black people is that we have the ability to see them coming and to see them for who they are. And when you see them from who they are, you don't put yourselves in situations where you can end up in a lake drowning while they watch you, in the woods hanging from a tree. Disappeared. I promise you, you can see them clearly without being hateful towards them. We don't need the hate. All we need is just the truth. All we need to do is just respect the truth when we looking right at it. That's it. That's all. Just respect the fucking truth. And the truth is, most of them are racist. Most of them. Most of them are racist. And just because they are nice to you in the moment doesn't mean that they are not. What if I told you when you reach a certain level of consciousness, you'll be able to smell that shit on them? You can see it in their eyes. You can hear the lie in there that's coming out of their mouths. The body language don't match up. The tone be off. You can literally see that racist twinkle in their eye. I promise you, you can. And I'm going to say it again, and y'all not going to like it. But until you let go of their God, they're going to always be able to trick you and fool you into believing that there's something that they are not. Embrace your ancestors, and your ancestors will let you know when you're dealing with a racist. Trust your ancestors. They always gonna have your back. Y'all have a day.